Maisie, are you there? We have to have a serious talk right now. I've had just about enough of this. Did you really eat my food out of the fridge? I made that food for me to eat and put the leftovers in the fridge to be my meal when I got home. Now I have nothing to eat.
Oh, hey there, Cheryl. Nice to hear from you too. If you really must know, Barry told me that it was if I ate that stuff. So I don't get why you think it's okay to be coming at me like this when it isn't even my fault. If you're really going to be so upset over this, maybe next time you should make enough food to feed the whole house. Have you ever thought of that?
And just what makes you think that I should have to cook your food as well as my own? Aren't you capable of cooking your own?
Did you seriously just say that to me? Are you being serious right now?
You know, I was okay with it happening if it was a couple times a month. I can let things like that slide. But you've been stealing my food out of the fridge almost every day now. I buy all of the ingredients myself, and now I've been paying for 2 or 3 people's worth of food just to have enough for myself. If you really want to eat my cooking, then the least you can do is help pay for it.
Wow, I really just can't believe you right now. Are you seriously trying to extort your husband's little sister for money with this shtick?
Look, I remember that you once told me that you worked freelance and only ever took home about $1,500 a month. It isn't like I can't understand why you would want someone to pay for your food.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just figured that since we're sisters-in-law now, that you would want to make sure that I was always taken care of. I mean, my brother is letting you live in his house after all. It really is the least you could do. But honestly, to try and steal from your own sister-in-law like you're doing now, well, I guess I just never thought you were that kind of person.
Are you seriously bringing this nonsense up again? You know that this isn't how things really are.
Well then, why don't you tell me how things really are then, huh?
The house that we're all living in belongs to my parents. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself?
Well, that might be true, but my brother is the one who earns all the money at home, right? So basically, if it weren't for him and his income, we wouldn't be able to live here, right? So the way I see it, the house really belongs to my brother.
You do know that I also have a job, don't you? I mean, you do realize that we both do leave the house every day to go to work where we have to earn our own income, right?
Right, but the main earner for the house is actually my brother, right? I mean, he earns more than the rest of us.
But the fact is that the house is my parents' house. It's my childhood house. You do understand that, right?
Cheryl. Don't you ever get tired of having the same conversation over and over again? I mean, can you really not see how selfish you're being? I'm going to show all these messages to Barry and make him set you straight. You're going to regret going up against me.
Cheryl, what is the matter with you? I just finished talking with Maisie and she told me all about the horrible things that you were saying to her. I thought I told you that you need to quit fighting with her. I think the least you could do to make up with her is to cook her dinner tonight. Honestly, how can you be so selfish and cruel to someone like Maisie?
All right then, Barry. I can do that if you pay me for the food that Maisie is going to eat.
Excuse me? You can't be serious about that, right? I know that you didn't seriously just suggest that to me. Do you even hear yourself right now? Honestly, sometimes dealing with you can be so difficult.
You probably already know this, but Maisie actually puts a lot of stock into you around here, even though it's my house. She seems to think that you have the run of things because you earn the most money. And yet, despite earning all that money, why aren't you doing more to pick up your sister's expenses if you pity her for having them so much?
Oh, what? This again? I don't think we really need to open this can of worms again.
Listen to me. Maisie used to only come over a few times a month, and I had no problem with it. But now she's here almost every day and is driving me up the wall. This house belongs to me, and I would just like a bit more privacy while here.
I see. So basically what you're saying is that you're going to try and go against me, the real breadwinner of the house?
Wait, what? What are you talking about right now? Please tell me that you didn't actually just say that. Do you even realize how ridiculous you're being right now?
That's right. I finally get what you've been trying to say this whole time. And if that's how you're going to be, then I will always take Maisie's side over you.
You can't be serious about this right now, right?
No, of course I'm serious. I'm the older brother, and it's my job to watch over my little sister. She's my family, and it's my duty to take care of her. You're the one in the wrong here.
And just what are you going to do about it, huh? Kick me out of my house?
Well, I have no other choice. I mean, if you're going to treat my little sister that way, then you have to be punished somehow, don't you think?
Hey, why don't we all calm down here for a moment and think really hard about this? Are you really sure there isn't something important that you're forgetting right now?
Don't try and come at me with your usual threats. They aren't going to work on me this time. Maisie and I are going to stay at my parents' tonight, but tomorrow, we're both coming home, got it? You have until then to move out of the house with all of your belongings in tow, or else I am divorcing you.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess I could always try and go to stay with some friends or something then.
I don't care where you go, just get out of this house already.
All right already. I understand it. Well, goodbye then.
Just stop texting me and leave already. If you can text, then you can pack. We want you out of this house right now. Hey, Cheryl, are you there? I'd really like to talk if you have a second. I feel we haven't talked since you left the house. I'm wondering if enough time has passed for you to think about what you did wrong. I just want you to know that if you're ready to apologize, then we can let you back in. But until then, you aren't allowed to come back home, okay? I mean, honestly, what is the point of keeping up all this fighting? For pride? That's silly. Just come back home and apologize to Maisie and I, and we can put all this behind us. Don't you see that?
Cheryl, are you there? Please stop this already. I mean, just how long do you think you can keep this up? All you have to do is come back home, say that you're sorry, and then my brother will forgive you for everything. Don't you want to come home? Don't you want to save your marriage? You can do all that, I promise. You just have to come to us and say that you're sorry for everything. Okay, seriously, Cheryl, what is going on here? Why are we having these heavy boxes being sent to the house right now? What is the meaning of this? Barry's gone to work, and I can't seem to get a hold of him. I need answers now. Do you understand me? Get back to me when you see these messages. Cheryl, are you there or not? This strange old couple showed up at the house, and they wouldn't leave until I beat them up and threw them off the property. I told them that the house belonged to my older brother, but they just didn't seem to believe me. They told me that they left the house to their daughter and didn't know how I was.
Maisie, are you serious? Have you seriously not figured out what's going on here yet?
Cheryl, you finally answered me. I want answers, and I want them now. Who were those old people? Are they friends of yours or something? Did you send them here to try and kick us out of the house? How could you be so cruel?
Do you really think those two old people are just complete strangers, totally unrelated to this situation? That was actually the second time ever that you've met those people.
Well then, who are they? I seriously have no idea who those old people were supposed to be.
They were my parents! Duh!
Wait, those two people were your parents?
That's right. My parents moved away to another state about 5 years ago because my dad got a transfer in his job. He just finished his stint away, and the two of them are finally coming back to their home. All those boxes that are showing up are full of their belongings.
No, you can't be serious about this. I mean, it's not their house. It belongs to my brother.
Maisie, you know that we've gone over this again and again and again. I told you that the house belongs to my parents.
But, so, you were being honest about all that?
Of course I was. And just because you tricked yourself into seeing it some other way doesn't change the facts on the ground. Did you seriously think I was lying about any of what I said?
So then, whose name is it on the deed to the house then? Yours or your parents'?
If you really want to know, my dad is written down as the owner of the house. I was taking care of the house while being allowed to stay in it while the two of them were away for work. That was just before Barry and I got married, and I invited him to move in with me and live together. Now, do you realize that you've been officially kicked out of that house?
I guess so. I suppose it would be weird for me to keep staying here if your parents were going to be living here.
Good. I'm glad we have this settled then. Now, why don't you run off back to your house already?
Hold on a second. What if my brother just buys the house from your parents? What do you think about that?
You're not serious about that, are you? You want him to buy the house.
Of course I'm serious. I mean, just think about it. If Barry buys the house, then nothing has to change at all.
Yeah, I really don't think that is going to work out well for you at all.
Why not? It's the perfect plan. I mean, Barry works for a huge company. Surely he earns enough to buy any house that he wants.
So I guess you really had no clue about any of the truth after all, huh?
The truth? What do you mean by that? What are you talking about?
This is going to be tough coming from me, but Barry only takes home about $1,700 a month.
Hold on a second. What did you just say? My older brother only earns $1,700 a month?
Well, even though Barry and I work at different companies, we're both about the same position in our respective jobs, and I make double what he makes.
Wait a second. You earn twice as much as Barry makes?
That's right. Although I guess I should make a connection. We're of similar rank in the company, but Barry is a temp, and I'm not.
Wait, what? Why am I just hearing about all this for the first time? What is going on here?
It was about a year after Barry and I got married. He made a huge mistake that ended up costing him his job, and he has always had trouble finding new work after that. He had actually stopped looking for some time before I told him that he needed to do something. So he went to work for a temp agency. Ever since then, he's been doing the same thing.
Seriously, I had no idea about any of this. I mean, is my brother really just a temp?
You can choose to believe me or not. It really doesn't affect the reality of the situation either way. But you should know that I've been paying for all of the utilities, food, and everything else that we've all been using at this house. That is why I have a problem with you spending more and more time here and suggesting that I pay for everything that you need as well.
I don't believe this. This is all too much to take in at once.
Well, anyways, I say all of this to explain to you why your brother won't be able to just buy this house like it's nothing.
So he's just another bum? Earning nothing?
I'm glad that you finally understand the situation. Now please, pack up your things and leave my house already. I can make sure to send some of your boxes to your address. The sooner you leave, the better.
But my parents are going to be so mad at me if I go back. Please don't make me go back there. You have no idea how strict they've always been. But if they found out some of the things I was saying to you or doing, then I don't know what they'll do to me.
Don't worry. I actually already called ahead to your parents, explained to them everything, and asked them not to be too mad at you.
So, you talked to my parents about all this already? They know about everything already? Oh no, this is really bad. What am I gonna do? I'll be in huge trouble back home.
That's right, I did. I imagine that they will be somewhat mad, but I don't think either of us can really blame them for that, right?
I suppose you're right, but I'm really scared.
That's okay. You just go on home now, okay?
I'm so sorry for everything I did and said before, Cheryl.
Cheryl, are you there? This is really serious. You had better get back to me. I had completely forgotten that your parents were getting back here today. Why didn't you ever remind me that they were coming today? I just got back from work and I saw the two of them there waiting for me. They looked so pissed. When I walked up to them to greet them, they both just started yelling at me, launching into this tirade about all the things wrong that I've done. Not only that, but I heard that you told Maisie about my job? Why would you do that? You've completely ruined the image that she has of me. Now my only sister hates me, and it's all your fault. Even my parents don't want me to live at their place anymore. What am I supposed to do? You have to help me.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We're getting a divorce.
Wait, what? You can't be serious, right? You really want to end things with me? I don't even understand what I did that was wrong. Please don't do this to me.
Of course I am. I am very serious.
But then I'll have nothing, no one. What am I supposed to do without you? Please don't do this to me. I need your help. Cheryl, please, come back. You can't leave me.
Without anywhere else to go, Barry had no choice but to try going to his parents' house one more time. Barry's parents have always really liked me, and when he went back, they were still furious with him for what he did to me. They also had no idea he was working for a temp agency. After our divorce, he found a new job at a famously strict company, although even after starting work there, he never regained the confidence of his little sister. I heard that he didn't even last long at the company and was eventually forced to go back to his parents for a second time. Maisie, now totally disillusioned with her older brother, decided to enroll in a beauty class and studied until she found a job at a salon and raised enough money to move out and live on her own, away from the rest of her family.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Santa? Hey, why did you reply to my wedding invitation saying that you wouldn't come? Why didn't you say you would come? I mean, it's my wedding. Don't you remember that I was a legendary idol back in middle school? So even if you do have other plans, it's only natural that you prioritize my wedding over that. Can't you understand even that? Come on, we're already adults, Santa, and you still haven't learned any manners? Because it looks like you're still as rude and disrespectful as you were back in middle school. Besides, I did write it on the invitation I sent you, didn't I? Everyone needs to come to my wedding, and I'm not going to accept any absences. The only reason I sent an invitation in the first place is because it's tradition. It's not like I'm actually asking you guys whether you're going to come or not. I mean, of course everyone is going to come. Why would I even need to ask that? Oh, and since I was an idol back in middle school, everyone needs to give me a wedding gift of at least 1,000 euros. By the way, there are people I sent an invitation to whose contact information I don't have. Tell them what I told you right now and make sure that they come with at least 1,000 euros, all right? All right. I'm counting on you then, Santa. Hey, Santa, is now a good time? There's something I want to talk to you about Sira's wedding. She sent me these really confusing texts out of nowhere, and I wanted to ask your advice on it. Oh, hi, Armida. Yeah, I can talk now. You're talking about how she's making everyone come to her wedding, right? Oh, so she sent you a text too? To be honest, I was a bit confused when she said that the school's idol was going to get married, but then I realized that she was talking about herself. Yep, apparently she still thinks that everyone back at school loved her or something, when in reality it was the exact opposite. I was working when she sent me those texts, so I just ignored it and haven't replied yet, though. What exactly did she say to you? It looks like she got mad at me for replying to her wedding invitation saying that I wouldn't come. Apparently she's going to make me come to her wedding or something. She said that she only sent out those invitations because it's tradition, and in reality she wasn't going to accept anyone saying that they would be absent. Oh, and apparently we all need to bring her a wedding gift of at least 1,000 euros, or else, whatever that means. Seriously, does she still think we're still kids in middle school that she can boss around? Well, it looks like Sira at least hasn't changed much from our days back in school. It looks like she basically sent the same thing to you as she did to me then. What? You had Sira's contact information? I never did, but my sister was in the same grade as her during both high school and middle school. For some reason, she made my sister give her my contact information even though they didn't get along back in school. That's also part of why she was able to send wedding invitations to the both of us. I see. Your sister should have just ignored her, but I guess that's easier said than done. You were both in the art club, right? Is that how she was able to contact you? Yep. We only exchanged contact information once we graduated, though. You see, one of the junior club members won an award, and her paintings were going to be displayed at a venue near Sira's house. We both went, and that's when we exchanged contact information. We met each other by accident, and even though I didn't want to, she made me give her my contact information. She literally wouldn't let go of me until I gave it to her. I regret giving in to her that day. I should have just told her to back away and called the police on her if she wouldn't stop. Wow, so she seriously does still act like she did back in middle school. I wanted to block her, but I thought it would be scary if I suddenly bumped into her again if I did that, so I left it as is. But I guess there's really no point in keeping her unblocked now that I already moved far away and there's basically no chance that we'll ever see each other again.
I can understand how you must have felt, but don't you think it's a good idea to keep her unblocked for just a bit longer? It seems like she's up to something, so I think it's a good idea to keep some sort of watch on her. I agree. I mean, it's not like she can do anything to us anymore besides annoying us with texts. Anyways, you and your sister aren't going to be going to her wedding, right? Of course we're not. I mean, it's my sister's wedding that day, and we're going to be in Okinawa. Besides, I wouldn't go even if I lived right next to the wedding venue or something. In fact, I would probably take a trip to make sure that we wouldn't meet if that were the case. I thought so. I mean, maybe if she had at least grown up and gotten a bit more mature, but obviously that hasn't happened. It looks like Sira just never grew up. You're not going to go either, right, Santa? Yep, I'm going on a family vacation to Hokkaido, so I won't be able to go even if I wanted to. I thought so. Besides, don't you think it's strange how she's sending out these wedding invitations when it's only 3 weeks until her wedding ceremony? Yeah, I heard that wedding invitations should be sent out at least 3 months in advance. It's that selfish and arrogant Sira we're talking about. I bet she's up to something. I mean, seriously, I bet she's just doing this to annoy all of us and make us come to her wedding on short notice. Yep, that was what I thought as well. Well, for now, I guess I'll just try and ignore her and not reply to her texts. She sent the wedding invitation to my parents' house, and she wrote my name with my maiden name, so she probably doesn't know that I already got married and moved far away. Besides, what bothers me the most is that just because she was superior back in school, she thinks that she's still superior even now. I don't give a fuck how you were an idol back in middle school, Sira. Yep, my thoughts too. I'll tell my sister that she should just try and ignore Sira as well. Yep, I think that's a good idea. Thanks for listening to what I had to tell you. Now that I think about it, I think we're just making a big deal out of nothing, and we're just acting this way because someone unpleasant from our past suddenly just reappeared. I mean, it's not like she can actually do anything to us anymore, right? I actually think now that just blocking her and forgetting about all of this would be the smartest thing to do. But that would be boring, right? And knowing you, Santa, you'd never pass up on a chance for free entertainment. You know me so well. Well then, see you later, I guess. Text me if Sira texts you with anything weird again. Yep, I will. See you later. Santa, I have news regarding Sira. I think you'll find this very interesting. Huh? It looks like this has become quite the troublesome situation while we weren't paying attention. What's the matter? Well, you see, it looks like Sira is going to marry my sister's ex-boyfriend. What? Your sister's ex-boyfriend? A friend of my sister's told us about it. Apparently, her ex-boyfriend's parents got divorced when he was in his first year of college, and now he's going by his mother's last name. That's probably why my sister didn't notice anything, even when she took a look at the groom's name on the wedding invitation. Does that mean that... Yep, Sira's sending my sister texts, rubbing it in her face, saying how she must be so mad and jealous. At first, my sister was confused as to what Sira was trying to tell her, but she didn't even bother explaining herself, but now we know what those texts were about, I guess. I see. Anyways, me and my sister are currently on our way to Okinawa by plane. Oh, you said something about that, right? Yeah, apparently my sister's going to block Sira while we're in Okinawa. I don't know if this is going to affect you guys or something, but I thought I would just tell you. Yep, understood. Oh, and tell your sister congratulations on her wedding. She was the real idol of our school and not Sira after all. I will. I'll be going then. Yep, take care. Hi, Santa. Today's the day of my wedding. The entire school's idol is about to get married. Hello, Sira. You understand well what I'm trying to tell you right now, right? Yes, the entire school's idol is about to get married. Is that correct? You keep leaving my texts unread, but it looks like you do understand after all, huh? If that's the case, I'll forgive you for being so impolite to me until now. I'm really looking forward to the wedding. All right, I'm going to drive now, so goodbye. Yep. Make sure you entertain us, all right? You were always so funny back in school, Santa, even though you just looked like some cold and detached kid. Santa! Hey, Santa! Why aren't you at my wedding? The wedding ceremony has already started. Did you get into an accident or something? Huh? But didn't I reply to your wedding invitation saying that I wouldn't be coming? What made you think that I was going to come to your wedding? I already told you I only sent out those wedding invitations because it's a custom. I wasn't actually giving you a choice as to whether you're going to come to my wedding or not. Those weren't invitations, they were orders. Everyone I sent an invitation to needs to come. I already prepared your seat for you, so come here right now. Oh, and bring the others with you as well. Bring with you everyone you can get a hold of. Jesus, not one person that's not a relative I sent an invitation to came to my wedding. I know. This is all your fault, isn't it? You forgot to tell them about my wedding like I told you to, didn't you? Jesus, Santa, after all these years, you're still a huge idiot. What do you mean those invitations were in order? Would you please explain? Because as far as I know, you don't have any authority over us. What did you just say to me? I'm the entire school's idol. Always was and always will be. Of course you have to do what I tell you. Isn't that obvious? Just hurry up and come with as many people as you can. Okay, and what exactly are you going to do if I don't follow your orders? Besides, I'm currently on a vacation with my family, and so I'm nowhere near our hometown. I wouldn't be able to come even if I wanted to. Huh? A family vacation? Yes, I'm on a vacation with my husband and children. Your husband and children? You got married, Santa? Yes, I got married to a colleague of mine 4 years ago. 4 years ago? But this is the first time I'm hearing anything about this. Why didn't you tell me anything about this? As your senior, you know that you have to get my permission first before getting married, you know? I've heard of getting permission from your parents for a marriage before, but I've never heard of getting permission from your seniors back in middle school. What country's custom is that, Sira? And besides, we aren't really that close, so I didn't really bother telling you about what was happening in my life until now. Huh? What do you mean, what country's custom is that? I grew up here in Japan just like you idiot. Hold on, we're off topic. You said that you would come to my wedding, right? Just 2 hours ago. What? I don't remember saying anything like that, though. You said that you were looking forward to my wedding. Oh, that's what you're talking about. But I never said I was looking forward to your wedding, did I? All I said was that I was looking forward to the wedding, and I wasn't talking about your wedding, Sira. Huh? Well, you cheeky little brat. It looks like you haven't changed since middle school, huh? Everyone found your little jokes funny back in middle school, but I, for one, found it completely obnoxious. Sorry, but it was kind of your fault. You said it yourself, didn't you? That today was going to be the wedding of the entire school's idol? Yeah, that's my wedding, right? Who else did you think I was talking about? Sorry, I didn't realize that you saw yourself in that light. I completely thought that you were talking about Armita's sister. Did you hear that she was a local idol in our hometown until she retired 2 years ago? Huh? A local idol? This is the first time I'm hearing this. Yes, and today's going to be her wedding. They're going to send me pictures and videos of the wedding later. That's what I meant when I said I was looking forward to the wedding. What? You knew what I was trying to tell you, and you were just messing with me, weren't you? Wasn't that what we were talking about 2 hours ago? It looks like we each were thinking about different marriages. Of course not. Hold on, you're playing dumb right now, aren't you? Cut it out. The only idol around here is me. Huh? Today is going to be my wedding, the idol of the entire middle school's wedding. You were everyone's idol? According to who? According to me. Not only was I at the top of my class, but I was also funny and pretty. I don't quite get what you're trying to say right now. I heard that Armita's sister was the top of your class, and as for you being smart and pretty, well... Huh? Are you trying to say that I'm not smart and pretty? Also, Armita's sister was only the top of our class officially, but I was the only one who knew that she was always cheating on her tests. There's no way someone that dumb-looking is actually smart. I mean, ask anybody from our school who our idol was, and the first person they'll tell you about is Armita's sister, who was a local idol in our hometown until 2 years ago. Apparently her stage name is Angela. I also heard that she was in the same grade as you during school. Huh? Angela? Hold on, are you talking about Enrica? Oh, yeah, her real name was Enrica, right? What is the meaning of this? Who's Enrica going to marry anyway? Is he rich or poor? Give me a moment to remember. I heard that he was the next in line CEO of a large entertainment company. Huh? What even is that? Why? But I just stole her handsome boyfriend from her and am now about to marry him. To think I was planning on hosting a lavish wedding ceremony today and rubbing in her face how happy I was. But this new guy of hers is so much better than mine. This is so unfair. I want an exchange of husbands. There's not really any point in telling that to me. I keep trying to text her, but all my messages are unread. Yes, but I don't have Enrica's contact information either. I only have her sister's contact information. You useless brat! If it's come to this, then I guess I'm going to have to barge into Enrica's wedding and steal her groom from her. Do you even know where the wedding is taking place? Tell it to me! Sorry, but I don't know either. Why not? Enrica is your friend's sister, right? Yeah, but they invited mostly people that worked with Enrica over her years during her career as an idol. It seems that they're keeping the details a secret so that fans wouldn't try and barge into the wedding. Is that so? Fine. I don't need you anymore. You really are useless, Santa. Santa? Help me. I need you to come and help me right now. You weren't of use to me the last time we talked, so I need you to be useful now. Oh, and apologize to me for getting married without my permission first. What is this suddenly, Sira? My wedding ceremony was ruined. Is that so? I'm sorry to hear that. You see, my husband found it strange how none of the people I invited came except for my relatives. And so he canceled the marriage because I was untrustworthy or something. What even is that? It's not my fault that all my friends back in school stabbed me in the back. Not only that, but apparently his grandfather hired a detective agency immediately. And now they're also talking about how I have a terrible past or whatever. The marriage was canceled because you guys didn't come. Not only that, but they're making me pay for an alimony and for the wedding ceremony's cancellation fees. What did I do wrong? Sira, this is probably going to be our last conversation, so I'll be straight with you right now. What is it? Do you know what people from my grade called you behind your back? What? I don't know. The school's idol or something? No, they called you the narcissistic wannabe idol. Huh? What part of me is narcissistic? But didn't you realize it yourself when no one came to your wedding? The truth is that no one really liked you back in school, Sira. What? That's all I can tell you, Sira. Can I go now? No, that's not what I came to talk about. There's still something I need to tell you. You see, I went to Enrica's house yesterday and I saw this handsome man who I immediately knew was Enrica's new husband and tried to seduce him. But apparently he was someone completely unrelated and his wife called the police on me. My parents found out about this and they're furious. If you're talking about Enrica's parents' house, they already sold it half a year ago and moved to another area. I didn't know anything about that. Besides, the invitation I sent to their house definitely reached Enrica and her sister. But I heard that as long as you tell the National Post system, they'll send letters addressed to you, but to your old address to your new address. But they didn't tell me anything about this. Sira, well, in school, for some reason you viewed Enrica as your rival, even though she didn't think the same towards you, causing you two not to get along, right? I don't understand why you expect her to tell you about what's happening in her life despite that.
Seriously?
Well then, I really don't have any more information I can give you, so goodbye.
Wait,
I'm going to block you now, okay? At first, I wondered why she kept just sending me texts, but I found out later that everyone else she had exchanged contact information with at school had already blocked her. I blocked her after our last conversation as well, as I felt there was really no point in me talking to her anymore after everything had happened. I heard about what happened to her after that from a friend who's still living in our hometown. It seems that Sira's husband canceled their marriage and made her pay for the wedding ceremony's cancellation costs on top of an alimony. Just like she told me, but it seems that her relatives, including her parents, took this opportunity to cut ties with her once and for all, as it seems that it wasn't only the people at school she was always annoying. Because of this, she had to quit her job since she'd only gotten into that company in the first place thanks to her father's help. Now, all alone, she no longer had anyone to rely on for money, and so she decided to risk it all and go to the capital. Apparently, she found a job selling her body to men, and so she does this every day, slowly paying back the debts she owes.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.